What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pete's Basement. If you guys have ever wondered why we don't shoot the show live, you have no idea the level of blatant stupidity that went on for the past 15 to 20 minutes.
We shoot the shit while we shoot the show.
Oh, my God. Jay, thank you for being on the show once again.
Great to be here again.
Thank you also for introducing us to the artist of that Hellbound train, David Wachter. Unfortunately, Dave, we're sorry we ran into a couple of technical difficulties, so hopefully we'll get to interview you, sometime in the very near future. Like I said, we did run into a few technical difficulties.
He gonna be a soccer player. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I thought the restraining order forbade you from doing that.
He broke the restraining order by coming here.
Oh, yeah.
We don't even have to kidnap his mom anymore.
It's getting increasingly disturbing.
Yes.
So, guys, if you haven't been reading that Hellbound train, this was 3 of the coolest issues I've read in a long time. It was a simple, direct storyline about this kid who basically makes a deal with the devil, that the devil gives him a magic watch, and he can wind the watch at any point that he's at his life's happiest moment, and then he won't die. But if he fails to wind the watch in time before he dies, then he gets on the Hellbound train and the devil takes him to hell. So, obviously, the devil is not one to lose a bet. So, he fucks with this guy and he sends this woman, Eve, to kind of, mess up his marriage and, make him fall in love with her instead. And we actually kind of wonder, you brought it up.
If it's the original Eve.
If it was Eve or, from the Garden of Eden.
Can't be a coincidence.
I don't think it is a coincidence, actually.
Send somebody named Eve, it can't be a coincidence.
Yeah. And basically, this was this old crone who, I thought she was a demon at first, but it turned out she was just like this old woman who was in hell, and, she kind of started to feel bad for this guy after a while, like, wow, I really fucked this dude over. And
literally?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah, totally, literally. And the end of the story's got a nice twist to it. They do show a really phenomenal, Steve's got it right there, we'll pop this shot up on the screen here. I'm glad that was empty enough that it didn't spill.
Empty enough.
Anyway, there's a great shot by Dave of the Hell Station and all of this horrendous, horrific, perverted stuff going on. There's worms crawling in skeleton woman's eyes and shit. Check that out.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm not going to reveal the ending for you guys, but this is only 3 issues long. This could possibly be some of the best $12 you could spend on comics. So seriously, go out and pick this up. You can definitely find it at your local comic shop. And Dave, we hope you like the show. We hope you're watching, and we hope to talk to you real soon. I guess the biggest news in comics this week is Spidey's a minority.
Yeah.
It even made the news.
It did make the news. Really? Like the regular news?
Like real news.
Nerd stuff was on the TV news?
Or who is it, I was asking him before, is it anybody, where did he get his powers from?
He's brand
We
fucking
don't know.
new.
I was really hoping for something in this issue that would tell us how he got his powers, but we're going to have to tune into Ultimate
powers?
Yeah, he does. He seems to... Was
that a geneticist or something? Or
no idea.
Is that a, C word?
No, he's not a C word.
Clone.
There is one particular scene where... I'm going to punch you. Don't... Fuck with me. Fuck with me, I dare you. There's one particular scene where the new Spidey is fighting the kangaroo, and...
Is it a boxing glove on?
Ultimate Kangaroo. What?
Ultimate Kang?
It was a stupid character in the 616. It's a stupid character. Yeah, go ahead, go. And at one point, the kangaroo's swinging a car at him or something, and all of a sudden, the guy's spider sense goes off, and he's like, oh, it's that buzzing sound again. He's having a little...
He doesn't realize he has
stroke.
powers? Is that what it is?
I don't think he realizes the extent of what Spidey's powers are. Why he has them is a mystery. There's only 4 pages involved in this 4 or 5 pages of Spidey. And then the rest is some long-winded bullshit. These 2 special agent girls are talking, and it's fucking 8 pages of a bunch of fucking wordy, verbose dialogue, and it leaves you off with, holy shit, the world's about to find out that the U.S. government created mutants.
Ooh.
Who gives a fuck?
Come on.
At this point, I'm over the whole ultimatum shit. It didn't end when it should have. Let's move past this. How is this fallout from Spidey's death?
How did he get Spider-Man's costume, though?
We don't know. But that was pretty funny. Everyone in the issue is telling Spider-Man, that costume's in pretty bad taste, man. So which could mean why he's going to change the costume.
So the world knows it's a different Spider-Man.
they're not sure. Every time somebody sees him, like, but aren't you supposed to be dead? How are you alive? What's going on? So the world isn't sure yet, but I think they're going to have to, he's going to probably make some kind of announcement that like, hey, I'm a different Spidey. Look, I changed my costume and whatnot. Because he even questions himself. He's like, maybe this costume is in bad taste.
I want to see the superhero response to that.
So do I.
Why is it in bad
Especially,
taste?
Because he's dead. Peter Parker was a serious hero. Like
But it's an homage. I mean,
understandable, but I don't know.
Okay. This isn't going to be like a regular series.
No, Ultimate Fallout has 2 more issues, and then it's going to pick up
all the Ultimate books.
All some new Ultimate shit in September. We've got a new Ultimate Avengers.
No, because
Hawkeyes. I'm not sure if that's going to be a miniseries.
Is it going to be a new Ultimate Spider-Man, though?
Yeah.
It's going to be this character?
There's an advertisement in that book. I'll pop that up on screen for you. It's a new Ultimate Spidey comic.
Okay.
I guess the biggest they were really like complaining that Spidey was a minority.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's too much. We have a black president. That's all we could have. We fill the black quota.
Not for nothing. That's fucked up, man. First of all, he's half black and half one of you guys.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican?
Second of all, I don't give a fuck.
He's
First
Hispanic.
of
I
all,
don't know. He's Puerto Rican.
it worked for Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Like when they turned, and that might only be because Mark Miller used Samuel L. Jackson as photo reference. Mm-hmm. I'm not above that assumption, but like it made Samuel L. Jackson being Nick Fury turned him into such a badass character. Like it kind of like really upped his ante in both universes because they really stepped him up in the regular 616 as well. At that point,
Let's take Jon Stewart said. This is the Ultimate Universe. This is the regular universe in which he's still Caucasian.
Right.
And still fake. This is a fake character. Get the fuck over it.
Here's my problem. The only problem I see with this kid being, half black, half Hispanic is I hope it's not a fucking gimmick. It already sounds like a goddamn gimmick.
It's a gimmick.
What it sounds like to me is it's like, Marvel is turning around and saying like, hey, look, the most popular superhero in the world is now one of you guys. Buy our book.
It's a gimmick. Why else would they even make point of saying, if you just look at the character, you can tell he's not white.
Well, no, it doesn't.
So if the fact that you have to
they don't make reference of that here. They've been making reference on Newsarama and everywhere else. Like it has come out.
If they don't make reference, though, it's been on the news, actual nerd news.
If they don't make reference here, then how do they know that he's half black and half?
They've obviously had to make that announcement somewhere.
Bendis has adopted African children and shit. Huh? So
yeah, Bendis pulled
they're on the news now.
I think he might not be fucking around with this.
Bendis pulled some fucking Angelina Jolie shit and he adopted.
Isn't he?
But are they like African kids or are they like just African Americans? I don't know. So I really hope this one doesn't. How long do you think it'll last before they bring Peter Parker back? Is the question. I know the Ultimate Universe is dead means dead, but we'll see.
A couple years.
Flashpoint 4. Pretty much ended exactly how we thought it was.
Reverse Flash.
The Reverse Flash shows up in a big splash page on the last one. It says, "While I want to fuck your simple ass up."
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. The rest of it was just filler to get there.
Look what you did.
But I'm still enjoying the series. I'm still looking forward to seeing how it ends.
I'm enjoying that.
This was great.
I want a 4th issue.
Speaking of, what is this? 12 times 3 is 9. Speaking of money that you should be spending, go grab yourself a $10 bill. Don't buy that extra bag of weed and go buy Batman Night of Vengeance.
Wow.
This is so good.
The idea of the Waynes being Batman and the Joker
it's fucking awesome.
And it's funny because you think in all this time nobody ever thought of that.
But how great was the last, like that one page when he tells her, it's like, no, Martha, listen, I have a way to reverse all of this that's happened. If should I do it? We'll die, but Bruce will live. And he's like tormenting her. It's like, he's like going through the entire scene of what happened.
Right.
This family gets robbed. 2 shots ring out, and he's bang, he's like yelling in her ear, and she's fucking screaming. And he's like, and the parents fall down dead, and the kid lives. And she's like, can you really make it happen? And she's like, what happens to Bruce? And he's like, he follows in his father's footsteps.
A doctor?
No.
Bingo. And she freaks out over that.
That was fucking great.
That's a brilliant cover, too.
Yeah, it is.
Brian Azzarello.
Oh, there you go.
Therapy, man. Wow.
Book of the week.
So good. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's something that he had a long time in his pocket, and he decided to like.
Yeah. This works alone as an Elseworlds story.
Fuck yeah.
Like, fucking hell yeah. And I'm glad we brought this up because we got a letter from Austin, Floydhead 2009, that was basically asked us, we get asked this question a lot. I'm new to comics, so what should I be picking up? Floyd said he's an avid reader, but he just kind of got into comic books. So he reads those things with just words in them and shit.
The what?
Yeah.
What are they called?
They're book,
Books?
novels. Ah,
It's
what a
French
novel
for-
idea. Anyway, he was
Can't do a
asking
Steve
about.
joke in the proximity that you are to the Steve.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That's just it. The Steve joke bubble is kind of like inhabiting. But anyway,
I don't want no bubble.
he wanted to know, specifically like
Call
what
me
kind
fat.
of comic graphic novels can we recommend, because the big two gets a little muddy and confusing when you try to just dive in head first.
Just like Ramon's bowel movements.
I'll show you.
Austin, just go get yourself for sure Batman Night of Vengeance. Everybody knows the Batman mythos. Bruce's parents were killed. He flips out and becomes Batman. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
This is the exact opposite of that. Get this. Another couple of Batman books that you definitely must read is The Killing Joke.
Yes.
Killing Joke.
You need to read The Killing Joke
yeah.
first, bar none. If you only read one Batman comic, please let it be The Killing Joke.
Long Halloween.
The
I
Long
would say
Halloween.
Arkham Asylum, but
Arkham Asylum is another good one. That's one of the only things I don't want to kill Grant Morrison for. That was a great, great series. Death in the Family.
Yes.
yep.
Absolutely. The Dark Knight Returns is kind of a must-read.
Hush.
Hush is definitely the best introduction to Batman in like the modern sense is Hush.
yeah.
Because you go through the entire canon of villains and it's Batman and Superman. You can't do much better than Hush, truthfully, for like a modern kind of in continuity Batman story. Austin also asked us about the Avengers. Now, there's significantly less Avengers graphic novels that you can really get yourself into, because there's a lot of new Avengers shit. There's Mighty Avengers. There's that whole, like, Brian Bendis fucking setup.
It's all over the place, and there's so many
If you start with new, the first
That's-
4 or
I'm not
5
even-
new Avengers trades are not bad.
I try to stay away
he's
from
gonna
that.
run into that Dark Reign bullshit.
Yeah, no. So, as far as Avengers go, my favorite
No, but when
story
they
was...
first formed and everything, that was cool. I liked that in the very beginning. Like the first 3 trades were good, and then once they started
As standalones, yeah.
Wait, when it
But when
first
they started
formed, wasn't that during the whole Skrull shit?
It was right before.
It was before.
It was right after Disassembled, but it was all like, Bendis' plan. We're already confusing him.
It confusing me.
Stay away from, New Avengers and stuff like that. If you want to get into it, Volume 1 through 3, maybe, will keep you safe.
Yeah.
Probably. But Avengers Ultron Unlimited was a nice short graphic novel. That was a great book. It's got all the major players, Cap, Thor, Iron Man, Wonder Man, Scarlet Witch, Vision.
The Skrull War centered around the Avengers.
You know what's
It wasn't-
good?
Yeah,
And
that
this
was.
is, like,
But
way
that gets a
off
little
topic.
hokey because it's late 60s.
No, 70s.
Avengers cartoon, the recent one.
Mm-hmm.
It's
it's
fucking
been
very
great.
good.
Yeah.
The story is fucking phenomenal.
We didn't even get all the episodes in America. Like, a lot of people had to download the shit from overseas.
I got him. I don't know about
That's
you.
what I heard. Avengers Red Zone is also good. That was like when the Avengers started again in like '98 or so, which was Mark Waid and Kurt Busiek. Avengers Assemble is the first graphic novel that'll get you into that.
Yeah,
and then Avengers
Assemble
Red
is good,
Zone
yeah.
was like issue around 100 of that. So those are a couple of
later.
good Avengers novels to get into.
What was
And
the other one?
yes, it's also about Spider-Man.
That's all you.
Yeah, I know. The first thing that came into my mind was I have one there, Spider-Man versus Venom, which kind of introduces you to Venom as a character, gives you his first appearance and like their first real big fight. I don't remember the issues off the top of my head.
Anything Sinister Six. There's a Sinister
There's
Six.
a big, I said the Sinister Six hardcover that you had,
I
right?
have, yeah.
That's an awesome series. That's Return and Revenge, right?
Yeah.
And does it carry?
Not the new one.
It
no.
doesn't have ASM Annual 1 in it, does it?
How about the Death of Craven?
It may. I have to look.
I have that. Yep, we have. What the fuck is it? Craven's Last Hunt and the Death of Gwen Stacy
that
is
was
an
awesome.
Yeah.
awesome Spidey story. Carnage, the first appearance of Carnage, and Maximum Carnage with 2 great stories. Romita Visionaries is just like classic Spider-Man stuff.
They have Visionaries for every major character, don't they? Don't they have
Yeah.
A lot of
Visionaries
them.
Line?
Yeah, there's like Frank Miller Daredevil and everything. There's a few, but I mean Romita was like the Spider-Man artist.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The Wedding. I mean, even though like current continuity has erased the whole shit,
Right.
The Wedding was still like one of the best 6 issues you could ever read because it's like Spidey gets so pissed at one point at the fucking Alistair Smith, who's like nothing but a real pussy in the whole shit. Like before he really became like Alistair Smith, the Spider Slayer.
Right.
Like he was just a goon in this, and he just rips him out of the fucking Spider Slayer like that's my fucking wife, dude.
Right.
Like he was really ready to beat the snot out of him. It was a good, really emotional Spidey story. But I mean, if you're just trying to get into Spidey, Marvel Masterworks Volume 1. Start from the very beginning. They're still the best stories that you could ever find.
Those big
It was the
black
original
and white-
Stan Lee ones.
Those big black and white.
No. The hardcover Marvel Masterworks that I got over there.
Oh, okay.
It starts out in Fantasy 15 and goes through Amazing Spider-Man up to 10. And you can just keep going from there. Best ways to get started. And, never hesitate. You can always buy a graphic novel. If you don't like it, sell it back. And as far as, like, continuity and stuff go, you're not going to get too wrapped up in, that kind of a question of where else does this go.
Don't worry about continuity. Just read it. Enjoy it.
Yeah, just read it as if there's a couple of little things you don't understand, hey, you know what to do. Write to us, questions@Pete'sBasement.com, Facebook.com/Pete'sBasement, or Twitter us, and hopefully we'll be able to answer the question for you.
Hopefully.
Speaking of other great writers, Greg Rucka hit up Punisher #1 this
Good
week.
shit.
That's why I'm hoping it's gonna stay.
This is like a slightly tuned down Punisher Max.
It's very. He wrote. Him and Brubaker wrote Gotham Central. Gotham Central. So
That was
he.
good shit.
The beginning is basically Gotham
Gotham Central, you're right.
This is like, I compare this to like those PG-13 movies that occasionally will drop an F-bomb or you'll see a tit running around every now and then. Like, it's almost not PG-13 but it's not quite R-rated.
Picturing a tit with legs.
Like, for example, do you remember, like, what was that movie? One of the guys?
Yes.
How fucking hot was that girl at the
She
end
was
of that movie?
incredible.
How fucking one of the best racks you've ever found in an 80s movie. That movie was PG-13. That's
Really?
what I'm.
Well,
Yeah, that movie was
because there's no
PG-13.
nudity.
Well, she flashes in the end.
Because you can get away with it real quick. You can drop like one fuck in a PG-13 movie,
it's
but
a flash
don't make a
or-
habit of
it's
it.
Fine.
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Punisher #1 is a great start. I hope it continues to be. I've been hankering for a good Punisher book at this point because Max fucking sucks. Green Wake 5. This concluded the first story arc. Now this book got picked up for to be an ongoing series. Green Wake is basically where you go when you have fucked over somebody in your life and you're just tormented by that guilt. It's before you can
Basement?
forgive your. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Jay.
Sorry,
And
Jay.
here we are.
So you're here because you can't forgive yourself. And everything that was going on, I don't want to spoil it for you because it actually turned out, the twist at the end is really cool. I don't know if I'm going to stick around for the rest of the issues. Maybe I'll pick up 6 and see what happens. But the first 5 issues were definitely cool. I enjoyed the twist at the end. I didn't really see it coming, but basically just shit wasn't as it seemed, as you would expect. But
Right.
it was all just kind of, one person's fault, really, in the grand scheme of things.
This ends like the story arc.
The story arc ends, and you're really not sure who the main character is, whether it's this one detective, Morley, or the frog guy. So you're not really sure
Frog guy.
who is going to go and continue into issue 6. But overall, a good series. Image has really been trying with these other
Yeah, they're
this other
stepping up.
stuff.
They're definitely doing shit right.
Doing the art. Riley.
We've also got this is Image.
It's beautiful stuff.
Severed #1. I enjoyed it.
It was alright.
I may rather it
It
be a
seems like-
mini series than a full blown fucking run on because
It seems like another like vampire-esque type of story. It's just, I'm kind of tired of.
Nah, that's understandable.
How many-
I mean, we've
how
been
many-
kind of inundated with vampires and werewolves and bullshit.
Except I guess in this story.
Zombies notwithstanding, zombies are still awesome.
I guess
That's what I-
those beings or whatever they are target children. Is that the?
Yeah, they
thing,
basically
or-
target like orphan children and eat them.
Right.
I like the fact that it's not in a modern day. The setting is like 1940s, 1950s rural
Snyder's
America.
doing that, right? I think
Yeah, Scott
Snyder likes to
Snyder.
write in that time, which is one of the reasons why I think I.
But the artwork's really great.
Yeah, the artwork is great.
I think
but
if you're into monster stories and like horror novels, this is definitely be worth picking up for you.
Yeah, the slang is.
I
there,
enjoyed it.
the-
I'm going to
the-
stick around for a couple of issues, see where it goes.
The writing is
so we'll
good.
keep you guys posted.
The art was good. Yeah.
Another one to definitely go and pick yourself up. Haunted City issue 0 from Aspen Comics.
Aspen's stepping up hard.
Hell yeah. I mean, they got Charismagic, Lady Mechanica, and now this one, Haunted City. I love the intro to this. First of all, the artwork is beautiful.
Yeah.
It basically explores like America as
Different groups.
All the different religions that came into this melting pot of a city.
and I really want to
That
find
was
the
cool.
one.
The whole Son of Sam thing.
Yeah.
That he was
Like,
actually.
there's
right.
They go through all of these different religions from like the Salem witch trials, and it's giving you times like the 5 points in Brooklyn 1863, the Lower East Side, 1922, the Jewish Golem, the Voodoo Loa in Harlem, the Sicilian Witch in Little Italy. All of these different religions. Yes, I'm not Sicilian, but yes. All of these different religions have basically their own little poltergeists and demons running around.
Yeah, we do.
And basically, what if it was all true? And every one of these people, all of these different groups, these cultures, come to New York City, the melting pot. So basically, the intro is, welcome to New York City, the biggest haunted house in the world.
It's hot.
Fucking sick.
I was
That is
surprised it
the
hasn't been done
greatest
before.
intro I've ever heard. Yeah. It's such a simple concept that it's like fucking Ghostbusters, man.
Yeah.
It's like Ghostbusters rated R.
There's so much you could do with it now. Like, you could just do crazy shit. Like,
I bought the $5
building,
variant
yeah.
cover because it had a burning zombie creature in front of the Brooklyn Bridge.
It is beautiful.
Definitely pick this up. I'm going to stick around with this and
Yeah,
see where
so
it
am I.
goes. Another one from Aspen, not so great.
No.
Broken Pieces, issue 0.
like we said earlier, it reminds us of Frankenstein.
I thought the cover was like really interesting, and
The art is good.
The art's great,
Yeah.
and then like they had these ad pages, and I'm like, this looks interesting. Not so much.
Oh, and then sorry, go back. But Haunted City, he's Angels with Dirty Faces is playing. That's my favorite James Cagney movie ever made. So just point that out.
Because we care.
Yeah. Oh, they might care. Actually, they don't. But
Oh, this is a nice cover.
they probably
cares.
when I'm talking, they probably fast forward right there. Or they just like go like this
So this cover?
on the screen.
The titty cut. Oh yeah, the vampire girl, the Salem girl.
Comic Con cover.
Yeah.
Fuck. I hope they have it in
You can get that at
October.
eBay for
Yeah.
like $10. Broken Pieces basically had this like this chemical bomb went off in like Virginia,
Gulf of Mexico.
and now the entire like east coast of America is doomed, and people have to walk around with gas masks and shit. And the government's been lying, saying they're gonna cure it, and they can't cure it.
So you have an apocalyptic thing, lying government, same shit.
Yeah, it is. It is this. Yeah. That's exactly.
And it's not even interesting, same shit. It's just the same shit.
Right.
I can't recommend it at all.
Yeah, nah, not me. It was $0. It was cheaper. It was $2.50.
Who's making it? It's
Aspen.
right?
Aspen, yeah, no. Hey, you win some, you lose some.
Right.
Hero Comics 2011, the benefits the Hero Initiative. I would highly suggest you go pick this up, even aside from the J. Scott Campbell.
Which isn't original. That's for his calendar series.
Yes,
he
it
just
is.
regurgitated it out, that fucker.
Oh, you're
He did-
surprised by
he
this?
did, and they did.
I mean, fuck. It's.
No, but they might own it and they used it. It might not be his fault. Right?
Either way, the stories
It was
inside are
for
interesting.
charity.
Yeah, and it goes to a good charity. You want to tell us a little bit more about that, since you've actually done some work for Hero Initiative in
Well,
the
for
past.
both the Comic Book League Defense Fund and Hero Initiative, and Hero Initiative basically takes care of comic book professionals when they need it. We're pretty much all freelancers now, and especially the veterans that got like really shitty deals back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jerry
they're
Siegel and
all
Joe
kind of like
Shuster.
screwed now. You know,
One of
like,
the most famous comic book lawsuits ever.
Yeah. Superman, in case you didn't know.
Which is
But,
why
you
the
got
revamp
your
is
success
happening.
stories like your Bob Kanes and stuff. But I mean,
For every Bob Kane, there's 100 other Kane
Exactly.
Bobs that didn't make it.
and there's nothing for you, after a certain amount of time, and if you can't work anymore, you're pretty much screwed. So Hero Initiative kind of like jumps in at that point and takes care of everybody.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I think so.
And the stories are pretty interesting. They're, quick little couple of page shots, and
Oh,
that's about it.
chew.
Yeah.
Chew. Hey,
Which
now
we
we've
haven't
got
read
Steve's
yet.
attention.
Have you read through yet?
So, no, I have not read Chew yet. I'm sorry. Under C. Fuck.
It's your homework.
Thank you. I will. I promise. One day. I did say
right
before the
now.
year was up. I'm sorry. All right, guys. I guess I have to go read Chew, so we'll see you next week. Hey guys, this is actually not a morphed version of JK. The Pete's Basement Show is back with Foster Huntington. This is a buddy of mine. He is the brilliance behind theburninghouse.com.
Wouldn't go that far.
Ah, well, all right. Well, who else is involved in this project with you?
Solo.
So you are the brilliance behind it.
Wouldn't call it brilliance.
Ah, well, now you're selling yourself short, sir. This is a really cool idea. I told you guys about this website a while back.
Yeah.
Basically, the Burning House is photos taken all by you.
Not, there's submissions too.
Okay. So there, basically, you go on. You can take pictures of your own stuff, or you can invite Foster into your home. He doesn't kill people. Promise you that. He doesn't. You know.
Well, can't promise that.
He might steal a few
you piss
things.
him off.
He does look he looks shifty. I'll tell you right now. But basically, you go on to this website and you find submissions by people of what objects they would take from their house if their house was on fire. And you really gotta like sit down and think about this. You can't just say I'm gonna grab all my cash and the most fucking important, you know, most expensive stuff, because maybe you can't get to it. Maybe it's ridiculously heavy. What about sentimental stuff? So now you've actually been given a book deal based on this website?
Yeah, I'm doing a book with HarperCollins in their It Books division. They just did a book actually for Aliens and Cowboys.
Okay.
Yeah, they published that. But I'm doing a book that's going to come out in summer 12, so in 1 year. And it's going to be like a photograph book, like a coffee table
So
book.
you've basically been
book?
given...
Yeah.
It's not about coffee tables, Steve. It's not. But it's about...
You can put little legs on the bottom so you can.
Yeah, fold it down.
Some people might save their coffee table if their coffee table was like an antique or
Yeah,
maybe...
but you need two people to carry a coffee table.
Not necessarily. What if it's a little coffee table?
Put on your back.
Yeah.
A little coffee table, like
small
like
coffee
an
table.
ottoman,
A hassock.
a hassock. Is that
Yes.
something you know sleep in?
I've always called it a hassock.
Oh my God, this is HGTV all of a sudden.
So basically, you were actually given a grant to go and travel the world to take photos for your book.
Yeah, it's not a
You
grant. It's
lucky
an advance.
motherfucker.
I still don't believe it.
It's like this is like your dream coming true, basically.
Yeah, it is. I got to quit my job and
The grant wasn't from some guy in the street in an overcoat, was he? Or-
no, it was from HarperCollins.
They didn't give you like just a $50 bill. Here's a grant. Good luck.
No.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, it worked
That is
out.
really awesome, man. Good luck. So now,
So
in
what's your answer?
What I would take, I would take my
Sorry, go.
my grandfather's Explorer Scout shirt, some family photos, a watch my family gave me in like an external hard drive with my shit on it.
Your Peace Basement shirt.
Yeah, my Peace Basement shirt.
that actually is one thing that I consider. I was like, wow, I have to get my hard drive because that has my entire life on it.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you find any kind of things that like similarities that people take? Is there like one particular thing? Do a lot of people take hard drives, for example?
Yeah, I mean it's super age dependent.
Right.
So like young people are taking all their Apple shit, and like older people are a little more perspective, so they'll take like maybe like an album of family photos.
Right.
And then I mean people take stuff specific to their trade too. So like photographer is gonna take like their camera and shit.
Yeah, that's true.
The musician will take like a guitar. Yeah.
Right, that's one of the things.
I picture some young asshole has to take their like some sort of their laptop or their fucking iPhone or something. Like, holy fuck, my house is burning. Get out of the house first before you tweet it. Get out of the house. Just a thought.
I've seen ones where it's iPhone, iPad, MacBook Pro.
That person is an asshole.
That's stuff you can buy again. It would have to be something you can't.
Yeah,
replace.
that because when you first told me about this, it really got me kind of evaluating my own collection. And I mean, if you take a look around the basement, I have a lot of shit. Obviously, I can't take it all with me.
So he's got to put everything in a box now, so that when there's a fire, there'll be a ring of fire behind the box, and he's got to get through the ring of fire.
Fireproof, safe.
I have one chance, and unless Roger can invent me a shrink ray where I can fire all of this stuff into one little box, but that's probably not going to
But then
happen.
he'll step on it or breathe on it. Or he'll burp and it'll disintegrate.
I'm disintegrating already every time he does that. Yeah, no, I have a lot of stuff.
A lot.
So where you going next or first?
I'm flying on Sunday. I fly to Portland, Oregon, where I'm from, to pick up. I'm living in a van, VW camper van, like road tripping around, finding people for it. And I'm gonna spend most of my time on the West Coast and the Rockies and stuff like
He's
that.
gonna go get high.
Do you think
That's
people
what it
on the
is.
West Coast have like more interesting shit than people in New York?
No, it's pretty.
Just more fires.
He's gonna go get high. That's what it is.
That legal
I mean,
marijuana?
he looks kind of like Shaggy. He needs a dog and that's it. He's gonna get high.
Just promise me one thing. You're not going to put pineapples on pizza.
I'm not gonna put pineapples on.
Thank you, sir.
Can you put that?
That's right. When they serve it to you, it'll be ready.
Would you be willing to put that in writing?
Yeah, I can put that in writing.
Give me the pen, Ron. Give me the pen.
No.
So, Steve, what would you take if your house was on fire?
A lot of probably pictures, stuff like people have drawn for me, stuff like that. Why? What's wrong with you?
No,
Would you take your porn collection?
I'll take my hard drive, which includes my porn collection.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but you can always re-download that stuff.
You know how many hours that shit takes? Yeah. My father's dog tags, which
you
is on
go.
my keys.
That's
Yeah, my
nice.
grandfather's dog tag, I'll take that too. Yeah.
I don't know. Most of my shit's not in my house.
Fair enough.
Hey, look.
That's true. You do have a storage unit with
Yeah.
all your comics.
Yeah.
What's your address?
Yeah. Okay. I have one paperwork already in one like bag.
That's good.
So.
Yeah, that's another thing. Grab like a
Your
paperwork.
passport.
Not the bills, just important
No,
paperwork.
you like your birth certificates and
yeah.
social security cards
Yeah.
and all that
That's
shit.
That would
Ambitious,
that's a really smart thing to do, actually, because I hadn't even thought of that.
Right.
But,
That'd be a pain.
To get, I mean, you can get them again, but it's just a bigger pain in the ass.
yeah, if you really don't want to have to deal with all that fucking phone call bullshit.
And of course, what is the big thing that you would take? The most heaviest?
Me?
No, certain CGC box.
Well, that was pretty much like that. I have to obviously sacrifice my entire comic collection because I can't carry all 30 to 40 of those boxes out.
Jesus
so I just
Christ.
have to grab the one CGC box and run for the hills.
Iron Maiden style?
Now,
Absolutely.
Would you rather lose
Except there's
them?
not white men chasing me. There's just flames.
Would you rather lose them in the fire or like throw them out the window? Like, what would you rather see?
I'm not throwing them out the window because this is Brooklyn and not Nebraska. So while I'm still running for my life, motherfucker's just gonna come and jack my shit. I'm not having
I'll
that.
be one of them.
You probably will.
Because then it'll probably be arson.
At least I know where he lives.
Peace house on fire.
It'll be arson.
I had to
Suck
go with
myself
like
and
a lot.
dive in.
You actually inspired me to get collector's insurance. Truthfully, like when you first mentioned, the
Makes you
concept
think.
of like, it really does make you think like, wow, my fucking house is on fire. I've got maximum 2 to 3 minutes to get this shit
Maybe
and get out.
Maybe that's a sponsor you should look into.
Insurance?
Insurance, like
Allstate?
Allstate.
All stay like 5
So I'm not
saves.
really too concerned
You
about.
got invest or
I have my entire comic collection insured at this point, but a lot of the stuff like
Let's go.
the autograph
Big
stuff,
check.
the stuff that's in the CGC boxes, I may not be able to get again because I mean, God bless him, Stanley's 85 years old. I'd
No,
love
he's
for him to
not.
be immortal,
He's
but
not 85.
how old is he?
He's
Steve?
88.
He's 88. So I don't know how much more time I would have to, deal with having to collect the money from the insurance and then get all those autographs again.
Yeah, they're gonna fight you because that's a big check coming. your
Right.
way.
So that's a big problem. But other than that, I really just had to go sentimental stuff. Like I think the comic book, that one comic box was the only thing material that I would grab. The other was I'm not the most religious soul in the world, but they were my grandmother as well because they were Italian
Oh, 'cause
and
you
they
could-
were old women. So it
Not
just gets
old.
ingrained in.
They weren't always old women, though.
They were born old.
They were?
My grandmother had a wooden Last Supper that used to hang on her wall, so that was one thing from my mother's mother that I would grab.
did.
And another was a statue of Our Lady of the Snow, which belonged to my father's
side,
mother.
right.
So that's coming with me. Another oddball thing was this.
Your first pair
Doll.
of underwear.
No,
Oh.
thank God I don't have that. This doll that my great grandmother made. My great grandmother had to drop out of school when she was like 13 years old,
side, mom or
and
dad?
started working in a factory to help support the family while the war was going on. And she made this clown doll out of like just knit, and I still have it to this day. It's like
Holy
an 88-year-old doll.
Wow.
So I was grabbing that, and you also inspired me to. Obviously, I have a lot of old photo albums and shit. So I've actually begun the process of scanning in those pictures and putting them onto a hard drive because what the fuck if this shit really happens?
Yeah,
None
I
of us
think
are
about that
invincible.
too. I think about that too, about old photos, like scanning stuff. Or
You
even
can't
pictures,
get that
stuff,
shit back.
Stuff that people,
can't.
you've drawn, and stuff that people's given you, you try to scan in and like maybe save in an email so that you have
Yeah.
it. And
I was heartbroken one time when we had a flood down here and I lost my grade school yearbooks and all those old signatures and everything from your friends that you'll never fucking see again because
Yeah.
you don't want to fucking find them on Facebook. But when I lost that, I was like, wow, that's fucked up. But if it would have been something like family photos,
Yeah.
I would have been devastated. So like aside from like just being such an interesting site to go through and really see everybody's submissions and what these people would take because it's so different and such different eclectic tastes. Like you said, some people just computers are what matter to them and that's what they want because I mean you can't really insure computers either. You can fucking go buy another one, but now you're talking about $4,000 worth of shit. And for somebody like, let's say, a freelance artist that moves from place to place often, maybe they don't have the fucking money to deal with that. And they don't have
laptops to life.
Yeah, it's the same way my hard drive would be my life. you know, yeah, it sucks $3,000 for a new computer, but my hard drive is my life.
Right.
So it's a really interesting site to see all of the different people's submissions. And I encourage you guys to go on theburninghouse.com and submit your own shit. And, you know, you give a little description of it, who you are, what you do, and what this stuff is. And Foster, thanks for coming on the show,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Lots of luck, bro. Seriously, lots of fucking
Thank
luck,
you.
man. It's good to have you.
Good to be here.
We'll see you guys next week.
Wait, did you get that, Matt? Yeah. Do it again anyway.
One more for good measure.
Backwards.
Yeah, it was.
One more for parts and reasons.
If you go 5, you got to go 7. It's 3 or 7. We're good.
8, 9, 10.
Well, now we're all fucked. Yes,
It was, loud. Do it again, it was loud in the mic.
Stop texting.
Oh my god.
Did I just see that?
Yeah. No, I didn't really do it. Now he's aiming it at me. Stop it. Austin also asked us about the Avengers.
No, put him away.
Oh!
I got him. I got somebody. It's good.
I'm so glad I don't have peripheral vision anymore. What's up, everybody? And welcome back to the basement. It's not a new week. It's actually the same episode.
Why are you greeting them? They just saw us 15 seconds
So
ago.
I shouldn't greet them?
No. It just faded back in. So
He's
let's,
antisocial.
We just know that they're there.
yeah.
You guys wait for the credits all the time. And we know why. Because you can thank Steve. He put that little extra, voice blurb that goes on in the back of the episode after the world explodes. Dick Acne! What's up, guys? And welcome back to the same episode of Pete's Basement. Fuck you, Steve. I'm greeting them. They don't even know. They're wondering what's going on. They think they've time traveled a week into the future.
Oh, fuck. Let's not go there.
Pete can't start an episode or a filming without saying
Without a greeting,
I don't know. What should I help me?
Somebody help me.
clap it in.
Well, I have to introduce the new guest.
So introduce him.
Dick Acne.
I like how we can't do it. You can't do it, can you?
That's from fucking Men in Tights. Like, he can't do it. I love to tease him, but he can't do it.
Yeah.
You're all assholes.